Alright guys, welcome to my monster review of Dvice 22. It's a reboot of a monster originally called Monster Dvice, and he's in the exclusive book. I heard he was a denier, soft denial denier, with random negative effects, so I'm really hoping for the best out of him. I know he has 5 traits, so let's see what his skill set, his trait, his everything has to offer. He is a mythical galactic era monster with thunder and metal elements. Off the bat, pretty good elements. You see a Thunder a lot in the meta right now with like Light Voltaic and Galvanus. And then Metal is obviously always a great element to have. Let's see what he's got. I don't remember him having any dots, but I actually don't really remember too much about him at all. That finisher is actually like a reskin of a rare finisher, so that's kind of funny. All right, let's see what he can do. I'm really hoping he's good too because he's one of the only Galactic Era monsters I have, and he has one of my favorite designs. So, Dvice 22. Most users give the Dvice 22 a 10 out of 10. That's because it's cutting-edge piece of technology with gorgeous, luxurious design. Not because everyone is afraid of its unpredictable bolts of lightning and they don't want to make it angrier. Nope, definitely not that. So definitely an angry little phone, but like with an eye that intimidating, no wonder. So his finisher is called Pro Plus Attack, deals heavy thunder damage to all enemies, applies a random torture wait, huh? A random torture status effect. Alright, I've just never heard it worded like that. And a random mega control to all enemies. So this is pretty nice. It's just like a very strong move to catch your opponents off guard if you have the opportunity. And now let's go over his traits. So rank 0, you have Hardened. There is a new effect called Trample that can disable these, but like it's so useless because you'll never see a good monster with Trample and be like, oh yeah, Trample is so good. Like it's the whole trait disabling one specific thing and removing only tortures or removing only evasion. It's all such bad mechanics. So Hardened is still a great umbrella status caster, I'd say. All negative effects have 20% less accuracy to land, and as I can see, it upgrades later. But for the time where you have them only at rank 1, that's a pretty good defense against, random dots, random control. You just have that slight chance, and maybe that makes the difference in battle. Then you have Super Attuned. This is pretty nice. I don't know if he has any self-applying skills, so I don't know if it'll kick this in. But Super Attuned is Super Attuned. If you get hit, okay, you regain 50 stamina points when affected by weak types. That basically means your own element. And I especially like this on monsters with 2 elements because, like, we've got Darman Santa here, right? He's got Super Attuned for the whole team, but he's only water, and there's, like, no water attackers. But for someone like this, with a lot of metal and thunder attackers in the meta, you're definitely going to get that triggered, so it's pretty nice. And it's just a nice trait to have. If you have, like, the right team set up, the right buffers, or, like, the right even relics that kicks in, or even the enemy's relics that get triggered, this could mean you just save yourself from having to recharge a few times. Just going off of a guess, I'm guessing this monster has like high stamina cost because, iPhone, you got to charge it. And then at rank 3, we have Trait Bulwark. All status effects have 50% less accuracy on this monster. That is an absolutely insane percentage. That's 50%. That means you have, like, it's a coin flip whether any single status effect lands on you. So that's absolutely insane that they gave this monster Bulwark. I love that you get Bulwark and Super Attuned at rank 3, and the other 2 aren't as important, but they're definitely good. So you get Bulwark. This is like better than immune to torture in a lot of situations, or immune to control, because with that high percentage, 50% that they won't land, maybe everything just misses. Like, I'll tell you how dangerous immune to torture is from playing in the meta and you go for a denial, and if you don't have true vision, there's a good chance you miss on a Bulwark monster. Like, it's the ultimate umbrella status effect. It's really powerful. And then at rank 4, we have random tortures. All right, so a random torture to all enemies at the start of the battle. Maybe you RNG into like nanovirus and it blocks their, you know, their strategy. Maybe you apply shock on an Infinite X Return monster. There's a lot of good things with this, but it's really about the little bit of damage and the stacking of the dots, which makes these random torture status casters real nice, because it's just one more to like a sea of dots you always want to put on monsters. And then his status caster at rank 5, area random debuff. So random negative effect or debuff specifically? I think debuff is just random negative effect. So you'll give them a random debuff, and that's a certain little list of status effects like total death countdown, daze, blind, damage reduction. All of those are pretty bad, but the death countdown is really powerful. Negative effect block and negative effect protection, and those are the ones that I know of. It's pretty nice. Maybe you land a total blind or you land a blind and they miss their attack. You can land anything. RNG is really all about if you get lucky or if you get something that helps you even a little bit. It's just a nice little factor in the battle that you can't really prepare for. So that's the whole thing with the random. But I gotta say, amazing trait. These two are really good because it was either they gave him immune to control or torture, and by giving them bulwark, it's almost like they gave him both because of how good bulwark is. I really want this monster to be walking around my island because of how cool his design looks. I love it. So let's feed this little guy up to a level 100 and check out his skill set. Oh my god, that is so cool. He flips over and shows you the Monster Legends loading screen. No. I could do this all day. Wow, that's awesome. I'm just going to feed him up all the way, but that is just so sick. And is that Azajin? Oh no, that was Zyron. Man, that is such a cool little feeding animation. There are some monsters who are so worth looking at their animations, and you can tell off of this guy's like really cool design and all of that that this would be one of them. So let's check out his skill set. Before that, double trap relic. Not the best, but you can run Slumster's trap and then any reflection relic. So definitely not the worst. Let's go over his skills. Oh, I'm really excited. Buy a new Dvice. Deals low thunder damage to one enemy, removes 50% of stamina from one enemy, 0 cooldown, 30 stamina. So I guess if this monster uses more stamina drain, then this could kind of be like that one monk flame org skill where it removes 50% from all at a 0 cooldown. Where it's like, you remove 100 and then you just keep denying. But with all of the relics that can refill your stamina, I don't think this will be a very convenient move. It's low thunder damage, removes 50% of stamina. Answer my call, kind of aggressive. That is pretty high metal damage. Whoa, 45 metal damage? Is this a potential attacker? We'll see. All right. So deals moderate metal damage to all enemies, applies blind on a 0 cooldown, 30 stamina. This is a high damage move, but applying blind alone isn't that great. So if it turns out that he's an attacker cursor, which is actually pretty popular, it's not as rare as it sounds, I'd love to run this move. But we'll keep a tab on that. G5 connection. Applies a random negative effect to one enemy, gives itself 1 extra turn. So I like this. I like that it cycles, but the fact that it's for 42 stamina, so that's a hefty chunk of your stamina, plus a 2-turn cooldown, so it's not even like you can do it every other turn to keep your best move cycled. I don't know. Maybe you'll run it. We'll see. Another random move for like the exact same cost. DV15 chip. Applies a random torture status effect to one enemy. So as you can see over here too, torture and random negative effects, random torture and negative, weren't just for show on his traits. Those are his big like ideas. So 42 stamina, that's 84 stamina for 2 skills for 2 different negative effects. I'm not sure if that's worth it. Maybe there's synergy. We'll definitely try it out, but I'm not sure about it. All right, but that's why I do these monster reviews, so you guys can be sure about it and see their full potential and exactly what you might want to run them with. Which, as I'm looking at, potential attacker. XDR display, deals moderate metal damage to all enemies, applies total blind and a random torture status effects. So maybe if this guy is an attacker, this is an amazing move, but even as a cursor, this is great. You do the damage, maybe you kick in a relic, you hit them with that soft denial. So if you land a total blind on a Cherub Cupid or Serpentex, no matter how powerful the attacker, if they can't cleanse with like Kiradar's Horn or something, they can't attack. So even Serpentex with his massive damage output, even Griffania with her massive damage output, if they're totally blind, they can't do a single thing. So this is an amazing move. I love that it also adds a random torture status effect. So you're also getting that random torture. So you actually are, with that trait, going to start stacking dots on opponents. On a 3-turn cooldown, 48 stamina, as your kind of soft denial AoE, I think it's worth it. This is definitely a pretty good move. The 3-turn cooldown and 48 stamina are definitely pretty hefty, but I think that's worth it when a move is good. Then we've got Maximum Shine. Deals moderate metal damage to one enemy. Looks like damage output isn't too high over here, but it's all right. Applies Corrupted and Total Blind to one enemy. So that's two different forms of denial. And I've got to say, Corruption and Total Blind are two amazing forms of denial because that basically guarantees that you're going to get around whatever they have. Because even the best monsters with rows of their immunities, like think about Griffania, think about Chieftain Alaroque, think about that one boar guy, Oswald. They're all immune to control. They're all immune to cooldown activation, and they have stamina relics. So it's that thing where you're like, oh, there's no way I can deny them. But you do a move like this, and it also has Total Blind. You can get around that immune to torture and immune to cooldown while still denying them. And Total Blind is the perfect denial for that. Total damage reduction, maybe they can still hit you with their dots. Maybe they can still deny you, but Total Blind means they couldn't even deny you. So I think it's an amazing soft denial. And it gets around the immunity immune to control, which is very popular in the higher meta. But the other thing is, if you guys watch my reviews a lot, you'll see immune to blind is an extremely popular trait. So it's going to have an equally hard time. But for those times that they're immune to blind, there's corruption. And for those times where they're just immune to possession, which happens quite a lot, but they don't have the possession and corruption immunity, boom, there's corruption. So I think this is, I might be overhyping it, of course, but I think that's an amazing move to have. Then we've got, like a double soft denial. I kind of like that. Broken Charger removes positive effects from all enemies. All right, so an AoE cleanse, you get rid of the evasion. I think this is good if you do it to a Megaton monster too, because you could remove maybe positive effect protection and then apply blind and removes 50% of stamina from all enemies. So he is definitely on like the weaker side of stamina draining. As I said, I figured he'd have some stamina draining since I saw this move. So removes 50% of stamina from all enemies and applies blind. So that's kind of working at them in two ways. Because, boom, taking away their stamina means they're going to have to recharge sooner. And even those people don't take stamina draining serious, like they literally see blind as a better denial. The second your stamina relics run out, boom, that's it. You can run out of stamina and infinitely be denied like that. So definitely something to keep your eye on. I love the fact that it's an AoE cleanse on a denier, even though he's just a soft denier. And I usually hate soft deniers, but I actually think there's a lot to like here. Applies blind and removes 50% of stamina from all enemies. So maybe the stamina denies someone who just had a little bit of stamina left. It happens a lot with attackers like Hydrorian and people like that, where attackers who are immune to a lot, but they don't have stamina relics as kind of their balancing. This could be what you need to disable them. And you apply the blind just to soft denial. Definitely a great move. And it does no damage overall while doing 3 different things to the enemies. And his last move gives itself 50% stamina. So if you do this, not only will you give yourself 50% of stamina, not only will you not need to recharge ever because you have 0 stamina for this move, but it will also trigger your super attuned. So this monster will never need to do a normal recharge because he can just do longer battery. Which, as I said, the whole battery puns and stuff like that, I knew he was going to have high stamina cost. But it kind of balances out with a move like this, plus his trait, which is super attuned. So this is basically your recharge because it does the exact same thing. At a 0 stamina cost, you replenish 50% of your stamina. But this also applies a random negative status effect to all enemies, plus it triggers your super attune. So that is possibly the most useful way to recharge your stamina that you'll ever see. And as for his other moves, the only ones I can see you viably wanting to run is DV15 chip because it's a random torture. It could just help you stack up torches against one guy. It could be really fun to just stack up torches and negative effects. But I think this is his best skill set. He's definitely not as bad as I thought he was before. And maybe it's just because I really love his design. And when I really love someone's design, it kind of clouds my judgment, I'll admit. But I think he's a very interesting monster who gets around a few mechanics that I really appreciate. So, what level runes to give him though? I'll be right back. I'm gonna try and get some more speed runes, if anyone's ever said that sentence in the history of man. Alright guys, so this is what I decided on. I'm going to run this because the way I see him and the way I see myself using him in war, because you really can't use him in PvP. Immune to blind is incredibly popular in the lower leagues where you would have a shot of using him, and in the higher leagues, his skills just don't cut it. So in Champion League, it's the perfect time to display monsters who kind of work and kind of don't. Because everyone's reset to 5,000, you've got the cosmic teams and bad defenses where I can kind of display what he could do, but I have to foreshadow that it might not be an accurate display of what you will run into. So I'm just going to use him 2 speed, 1 team speed because I want Shadowing to go first. And the way it works is like if I see that Voltaic the Redeemed can take it out, I'll do it. And if I need Monster Dvice to do a soft denial and start stacking tortures, if I need a cleanse first, I'll see what I have to do. But I think this is the only shot I have. Nope, there's no shot I'm fighting Cherub Cupid at all. If you guys have seen any of my other monster reviews, Cherub Cupid is like the bane of my existence. I get it. Basic opinion, Pierce bad, but it is just the most annoying thing ever. So, I am, no counters here. I really don't have much to do. I removed Taunt, Enlightenment, and yeah, no, I can't fight Galvanus. As I said, it's definitely not easy to try and pull a thing like this off. Maybe, actually, I just go for a dot. If I go for a dot strategy, maybe I can land it. Or, yeah, I'll try this. Instead of this, though, I'll run the applies a random torture. I'll just see how this works out in PvP. Let's try and win a match. Obviously, with the level 100, it's really hard, so I don't take it too seriously. Besides, it's the beginning leagues of this new PvP season, so nothing matters too much. Let's just have some fun. So removes trait, cleanses. I don't fight this guy very often, Negan. Alright. You can't remove a trait from Griffonia. What? No way. Someone actually has Griffonia rank 2? Oh, that means he has the Pierce skill. This is a perfect display. Oh my god. This is crazy. Alright. So look, I turn transfer to Monster Dvice, right? And if Monster Dvice was Teddy Bomb, if he was anyone else, he would have run into the problem of trait protection immune to control, which means there is no way to deny this guy with denial. Well, guess what? I actually come with Total Blind. Total Blind is like the only way you can deny a monster like that. I'm so happy I actually get to showcase it here. And don't worry about the fact that he still has his traits because he only has trait protection and immune to control. So he has no protection like Hardened or Bulwark against random negative effects. So it's a guaranteed to land. So apply a dot. You get Toxins, a really good dot. Now I do Total Blind with an extra dot. And even though you kept your trait, you were indeniable to anybody using Teddy Bomb. I still managed to deny you with Total Blind. Look, he had to recharge. Oh, that's so awesome. I feel like I never get to showcase that. Alright, he activated Cold Blood, so now anyone's on the market to get damaged. I'll apply a damage mirror. I'll do this. I'll just cycle back into you. And turn transfer back. As you can see, if I had that DV chip again, I could just give you a dot and then cycle back into the Total Blind. Or actually, the Total Blind takes quite a while to recharge. But the good thing with Total Blind is that you don't get any immunity to it. So if I use this move again, boom, he doesn't have any immunity to Total Blind. I can chain Total Blind him. It's a really hard thing to pull off. But look, then I give him another random torture. What a fun monster to use. Oh my god, I'm falling in love. And look at this. Instead of doing a basic recharge, I can do this. Boom, longer battery. I get... Oh, I have to click the enemies. So longer battery, block positive, blinded, and I got 50% more stamina without wasting any. So it's basically the same thing as a recharge, but even better. So look, now I've landed Nanovirus. Oh, things are going very well. No, wrong move. All right, you're dead, but you can revive. You're going to do Pierce and kill him. Wow. Surprising, but I saw that coming. All right, Simon Clash. You're dead, you revive. You try and deny. All right, so boom, you're dead. You don't have much to look forward to. Cleanse from you. Just hit you one more time. Turn transfer back. And kill. All right, and I'm just going to have to kill Negan with dots. I'm pretty sure he has healing, so I'm going to want to savor these dots that I have on him right now. Recharge. Okay, good, good. Immune to torture. Soul stealing. All right, perfect. You have curse. You're possessed. Oh, he could self-buff. No, don't. Okay, good. He didn't heal himself. His relics did, but he didn't. Turn transfer and apply sandstorm again and kill. All right, monster Dvice did die, but we still managed to save it. Phew. Okay. He's basically dead, but I want to end it off with this. Powerful Fist. All right, so a really fun cursor to use, but he's not optimal for PvP. That is the one thing he really shines in, though, and that's having a total blind and it being so unexpected against monsters with immune to control, where they kind of just assume, oh, he's untouchable now, he's immune to control. Even if they do cleanse, Rawrus can't do anything to him, Teddy Bomb can't do anything to him. You have total blind, which people don't really prepare for, kind of because total blind, immunity to blind is so popular, but it does kind of leave a small opening for this guy in his strategy. So look at this. I want to get rid of that hardened before I go in for the total blind denial. This eyeball guy does have cleansing, so do I want to play this any differently? No, I'll turn transfer to you. I've got Light Hater. I'm not running a damage output set. So DV Chip, I gave you Nightmares. And boom, total blind. Did I get any tortures? Ooh, Bane is pretty good. Recharge and recharge or save Poseidonia. All right, I can't do much of anything right now. So I am just going to Mega Stun you. All right, I definitely got to get that reverse healing off King Autumn because that'll eat him alive. Cleanse, recharge. All right, the trap kicks in, and I'm going to corrupt you. All right, let's see. Oh, that would have been a death countdown to this whole team, but I also gave them total blind. That is the one thing that I forgot to mention that I feel like is the most obvious thing ever. Total blind and corruption, while they leave little spot for failure. Like, look, he has immune to possession, but the corruption would have still landed, and so did the total blind past the hardened. So 2 denials if there's hardened, so you have a higher chance. It gets past immune to possession. The total blind will land if they have immune to control. Like, there's a lot of loopholes it gets past, but the one loophole it doesn't get past is the fact that if you do land them both, it kind of works against you. Because, if you want to possess a monster, you want them to attack their own team, but they can't attack their own team if you blind them and their attacks won't land. So it's just a funny way that works. Dark Augury. Oh, attacker. Okay. I really don't get why people run this eyeball guy, Viziel, as an attacker, and I see it a lot, so it's not, like, uncommon. Darn. King Autumn is gone. All right, let's see. Can I still pull this off? No. Why do I have no stamina? Darn. This was... You know what? In those 2 matches, I got to showcase what it is I wanted to show. So I think I'm going to call the video here. Of course, doing any monster in PvP for a monster review is really unoptimal. Like, it doesn't show you too much because, if I lose with a level 100 monster, it was a level 100 monster. But if I win, it could be an inaccurate showcase because I had, like, an advantage or something. So keep in mind that what I showed you right here, which worked really well in the last 2 matches, were just because I got the right opponents. You're not going to be using this guy in the high meta, but as long as you know where to use this guy, I think he's going to be a great addition to your monsters. I don't know if I'm going to rank him up. I do love his mechanic of soft denial, and corruption in a world where you're only expecting like hard denial, I guess. Look at this, the normal Cthulhu who got updated. It does kind of work in that sense. He's got some merit. I think just because I really love his design, I might try and use him. But in this, with all these monsters to rank up, I don't know if I'll find the time to rank him up. So we'll see. Tell me what your thoughts are on him in the comments down below. I absolutely love his design. I love the monster, but I can't say he's the best. Leave a like to support the video. It means a ton, and it goes a long way to helping me feel encouraged to make the next video, although I'll always just be making videos. Thank you all so much for watching this far. That's all the support I need. Please subscribe to join the Crab Army. We are at 215 subscribers, and we are only going up. And that's about it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it helpful, and I hope you have a great day. Hope to see you in the next one. That's about it. Your favorite Omni-Crab signing out.